Back in August of 2023, I visited Washington, D.C., and in November I went to visit Las Vegas, specifically the Goodsprings event that was hosted with TK-Mantis. And I'm going to include that in this video as well, because there's just a lot of things from that event I don't think were ever posted. I have a few recordings I'm going to include in this. I'll have everything timestamped. So I guess I'm going to start this off from where I began my journey when I visited DC. And that was when we went to the national park and I went to visit the Jefferson Memorial. The inside of the place is absolutely gorgeous. It's just writing and stuff on the walls, and the statue is just phenomenal. Coming?
No. I'm gonna leave you and ditch you somewhere else.
Good. Wow, that's incredible. The park I really noticed is like, just comparing it to Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is like a really enclosed city. And it kind of falsely represents the actual national park of Washington, D.C. And then I know the next couple of places I'm going to bring up are not actually in Fallout 3. I made sure to compare where they would be on the map. Walked around the area in-game. I could not find them for the life of me. But the next one I decided to go to was the World War II Memorial. That place looked absolutely brilliant. And it depicted all of the different battles that the Americans went through in both the Pacific and Atlantic. And then after we went through the World War II Memorial, we went on to the Lincoln Memorial. Now, some people have told me the Lincoln Memorial is in Fallout 3, but I just cannot find it for the life of me. We went up to the Lincoln Memorial, the place was absolutely packed, and just had a look around, said hello to the big man in the chair, and then we went on. And I know the next thing I want to show is a small little Vietnam War Memorial, and it had this statue of these 3 soldiers. Now again, this was a small little thing off to the side, but I couldn't help but notice how it kind of, in my eye anyway, represented a bit like the Anchorage Memorial that you find in Fallout 3. I don't know if this is what it's actually based on or not. Someone please verify that. I have no idea. It's not exactly a one-on-one, but it kind of had a bit of a similarity. So I thought that might have been the case, but I could be totally wrong. Afterwards, we went up to the White House. And again, I'm fairly certain this is not in Fallout 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, I've never found this building at all. After visiting the White House, we then decided we'd go down to the tunnel system in DC. And I know that this is like a part of Fallout 3 that gets played quite a bit in like some of the missions and things. So it was nice to see like a one-on-one comparison of how the real-life subways actually look compared to how they are in Fallout 3, and it is fairly accurate. We went along a few of the different lines, the green line, silver line, but the specific one we did go because I wanted to see it. This was again towards one of the later days during my holiday over there. We decided we'd take the red line past Bethesda. There is a place called Bethesda, by the way, but we didn't stop there. It's a place called Shady Grove, and I wanted to visit the ZeniMax Building. And the ZeniMax Building, ZeniMax being the parent company of Bethesda, this is where Fallout 3, I would imagine, was made. And again, we went up there. This was on like a Saturday or something, so there was like no one there. We did have a look inside. Again, this was a day we weren't allowed to visit. I had no idea of that, but since this was my last day being there, I thought I'd at least take a look. I was about to wrap up the whole DC thing and I completely overstepped the Pentagon bit. Yeah, we actually got an Uber to the Pentagon and I remember walking by just recording the place. Then I saw this sign. Yeah, that kind of scared me a bit, but other people were standing around filming as well, so I guess it wasn't too bad. One thing I gotta say, where the Pentagon is placed and the Jefferson Memorial in Fallout 3, they are not that close. You can't even see them from where they are in real life, which I practically figured, but just in case you didn't know that. They did have at the Pentagon around the site, we didn't go into the Pentagon, but around the side of it, there was a 9/11 memorial. So again, that was just names and stuff that was on that. So that was pretty much my adventure going into Washington DC. It was nice visiting the place. I was originally going to make this video as visiting Fallout 3 until shortly after that, my mate was like, "Hey, let's go to this event in Goodsprings. Fuck it, why not?" And I'm like, "Sure, okay, this is this is the video now." So, Las Vegas. Yippee! Don't go to Las Vegas. It's a terrible place. Las Vegas was horrible. I actually hated it. This is one of the worst places I've ever been to in my life. I did enjoy visiting some of the locations, which I'm going to go over in this video. And we did visit quite a few places from New Vegas. Not all of them, but we did visit some. I guess, ironically, and I didn't even realize when I was booking the hotel, because I just was booking the same hotel that they were going to go. We stayed at the Strat, which is actually what the Lucky 38 is based off of. I slept in the Lucky 38 from Fallout New Vegas in real life, and I even went up to the Stratosphere where Mr. House would be, but I'm going to bring that up later on because that was towards the end of our holiday. But that was where I stayed, and that was just a novelty in itself. So after a couple of days, we decided we'd start visiting certain locations. I think one of the first we went to was in fact the Hoover Dam. I did go there and we stopped off, walked over the thing, took pictures. It's incredible. I don't even think showing it as a video serves justice for how massive this thing is. Also, it was really hard to get out of that place. We got an Uber into it, thinking that, like, you know, this is a tourist attraction. Surely there'd be buses or something going out. We had to wait like 2 hours for like one random Uber guy to come along and pick us up. And then on that trip as well, going back, we decided we'd go through Boulder City. So we did get to see it. Again, Boulder City is just a small town. Again, we just drove through the place and that was pretty much it. But I thought I'd show it in this video anyway, just some of the stuff we saw. And then after that we got back. We did also get to visit Red Rock Canyon. You know, security to get into the fucking place, which just seemed weird to me. We got to visit, got to look at the whole location. Again, just the natural beauty of it is incredibly intense. Of just how the whole structure, I guess, is like just formed by itself. It was definitely a sight to bewildered. Outside of Vegas, around Nevada is really nice. If you go to Vegas, go for a day or two. We were there for a week and I wanted to get out of it. It was horrible. I did not like Las Vegas. And then of course we decided we'd go to the Goodsprings event. I think it was the 11th and the 12th of November. We went to the first one on the Saturday. But the Goodsprings event was fantastic. I don't think they were even anticipating how many people turned up. There was like, because I think the year before they only had something like 500 people turn up. This year they had 3,000. And we're talking this little saloon, like tiny little saloon, even for like Irish pub standards. This is tiny. And it's just this tiny little saloon, a tiny shop. It was like tables and chairs and like a big half over tent, I guess you can say. And then they had like a stage with a band. And then TK-Mantis was there in like his own little stall off to the side. And we got to meet him. So there's you can see it. That's the TK-Mantis stickers. We just hang out. I just have it in my drawer here. We even brought our own Irish flag to this as well because, I don't know, we had this idea of having like the new Irish Republic. We were going to riot on it, but we didn't. It was many people there cosplaying. Like even myself, I went cosplaying as Benny, and it was just incredible to see how much effort a lot of Fallout fans really put into all these different cosplays and things. Another thing I thought was really cool was how certain people dressed up as like certain factions in New Vegas started to crowd around each other. They didn't know each other, but they just started to meet up. There was about 7 or 8 boomers, all different people, but they were all dressed up as boomers, and they just went over to just chat to each other. Same with powder gangers and legionaries, and there was, again, so many people dressed up as Benny. I was probably one of the only males dressed up as Benny. There was like at least 3 women dressed as Benny, which was just odd. And then same with NCR, and just, it was such a thrilling time to encounter and meet these different role players and people who really enjoyed the game. So that event alone was 100% my highlight of going to Nevada.
Alright, NCR Army, Sylvia, fire! Let's go! President Campbell, ladies and gentlemen, if we can ask for a moment of reverence and silence in honor of United States veterans, those men and women who have served this country to allow the freedom for fine folks like yourselves to gather on this beautiful hill in this beautiful valley and celebrate something that's joy to spring from all of our imaginations. This is a community that is allowed to exist with this much happiness and joy because of the sacrifice of a small few of this country. We're going to take a moment to honor their sacrifice. NCR, shoulder firelocks. Mars! Out! Shoulder! Up! We'd also like to remember one Mr. Matthew Perry. His involvement in the video game that brought us here into this strange desert is unforgettable. It was irreplaceable, and well, I feel from now on we should refer to this hill as Benny Hill. Yeah! 3 cheers for Benny Hill! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! So, cut! Take care to disperse! Disperse! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being a part of this special moment.
I still have it. Just thought I'd let you know. We also got other things. There was a guy dressed up as Joshua Graham who was going around handing out NCR flags. It's kind of weird because Joshua Graham is like Legion. But anyway, yeah, again, I don't have the flag here right now. It's actually hanging up in my brother's room. Of course, we had to go to the place where Joshua Graham had been set on fire and tossed into the Grand Canyon. This, again, was just massive. This place was crazy. So we just went to like some different parts. It was like 2 different areas. You had to get this like little minibus that went around, and we got to visit different parts of the Grand Canyon. But it was just incredible visiting this place. It was just crazy how massive this whole land was. So after the Grand Canyon, that was all well and good, and I swear either it was that night or the night afterwards, we decided we'd finally go up to the Stratosphere. We wandered around the whole Stratosphere kind of area, and you know, specifically where I guess Mr. House and all that would have been in Fallout New Vegas, and we just wandered that entire area, and then we went up to the restaurant. Again, this was like, you could see the lights and everything of Vegas, and it was absolutely beautiful. That was pretty much my journey to the United States twice in 2023, and I kind of wanted to make a documentation of it, you know, like post it on YouTube and kind of have it there. And that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and check out some of my other content. So hopefully this video comes out in the next few days, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have the next Enclave video out before the Fallout TV series. But if not, then it's fine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.